wait is over. The time is now! The Western Racing League Viking Construction Truck Series starts tonight at Daytona.
Oh, we have been waiting for this one. Welcome to DRSN. My name is Chris Murphy, bringing you the Western Racing League Viking Construction Truck Series here, opening night here at Daytona. This is going to be the start of a full season, goes all the way through November. Happy to be here with you. Thanks for joining us. We see some people already out there in the chat. Lily Hines, thank you so much for being there. Appreciate the support. If you haven't been here before, give us a sub. I saw we hit 200 subs earlier today, so thanks a lot. Appreciate everybody's support out there. This is going to be an exciting race. 70 laps here at Daytona. We've got about 4 minutes left here in practice. We've got 30, I think I counted, if I can count high enough, 37 drivers strong right now in the lobby getting ready for practice. We can see some drivers out there on the racetrack getting some necessary drafting help in. We're looking at Victor Keith here in the 48. Right there behind him in the 01 is Everett Larson. Watch Larson. He's been pretty strong all Cup races we've watched with the Western Racing League. So we've been covering the Western Racing League on Thursday nights for their Cup Series. This is the first truck race we've covered since the season started. We did join in for their pre-race earlier on, but this is going to be an exciting night. Daytona. It is Daytona week in iRacing. If you're not familiar with it, everybody's running Daytona this week. With Daytona coming up next week, iRacing starts their official Daytona 500 for the Coke Series drivers for the pro qualifying anyway tomorrow, which runs for a few days. And everywhere throughout all the official lobbies, you're seeing races. You're seeing everybody running at Daytona. We're going to look here at the 18. Brady Zeller. Brady is carrying the DRSN logos for us tonight. So thank you, Brady, for supporting the DRSN and supporting the Olympics there. The good looking livery you got to put together today. Looks fantastic. So we're gonna pull up the schedule here for the Western Racing League Truck Series. So as you know, since you're here, we're at Daytona. Come back next Tuesday night, Echo Park. Week after that, St. Petersburg. Now, St. Petersburg, is that track even out yet? I think I read that it was hoping to be out for this season one, so we'll see if that gets out in time. Darlington on the 17th, but as you can see, what we're going to do is we're going to follow pretty much the regular truck series, NASCAR truck series, all the way through the end of the year, all the way to November 3rd, where we will end at Miami Homestead. Also take this opportunity here to look at the DRSN broadcast schedule coming up. So Thursday night, we're going to come back with a Variety Pack Racing. Now, Variety Pack Racing is putting on a Daytona 500, as you see at the bottom of the list. This is going to be a recruitment race rant on the 12th on Thursday, and a few of the drivers here tonight are going to run in that as well. Then we come back at 11 p.m. Eastern on Thursday night as well on the 12th for the Western Racing League Cup Series. Only a few races left in that series, but they've graciously allowed us to come in there and cover the rest of that season for them. Then on the 17th, we're back, as we said earlier, for the next round of the Craftsman Trucks here, or excuse me, the Viking Construction. If I do that all night long, Scott, I'm sorry. But Echo Park on the 17th and 19th back at Darlington. And then Variety Pack Racing Series. Now, actually, that's supposed to, they changed that. That's not going to be a race on the 19th for Variety Pack. We're going to do a spin the wheel for, I got to talk to Brandon, see what he's doing with that. But on the 21st, that Saturday, all day long here on DRSN, we are going to be bringing you the Daytona 500. It's going to start 10 o'clock Eastern in the morning, 10:30 Eastern, I believe, with the duels. Come back out about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon for the 500 on that day. That's going to be a lot of fun. Got a couple of guys joining us in the booth for that. So you don't have to listen to me the entire time, so that'll be a fun day. And it looks like Ryan Thompson in the chat telling me, well, here, let's just fight here. Here's Ryan right here. Look, Ryan's typing right now on the YouTube channel, and we can see him typing on his phone. So a couple guys are going to let us into their houses tonight with their webcam. So Ryan in the chat right there saying St. Pete isn't out, so we're going to do Daytona Road. So I need to change the schedule there. So we actually have a few drivers that bringing the webcams out for us tonight. We've got Nathan Nixon up there in the top left-hand corner, Michael Sparks, and as we showed you, Ryan Thompson and Brandon Cowell. So a few guys sharing their webcams with us tonight, so we'll jump in and out with them throughout the evening, see how that's going to go. So appreciate them giving us that opportunity. We've got about 20 seconds here left in practice, and we're going to jump into qualifying. So once again, my name is Chris Murphy with DRSN. Really appreciate you guys being here with the support. We have been looking forward to getting this season started. I know Western Racing League, and I hope Tim's out there watching. Tim, if you're out there, buddy, chime in the chat. I know Tim Brewer, one of the owners of Western Racing League, really looking forward to this area. He was really looking forward to this, and his power went out about 15 minutes ago, right before the start of this race. So I know he's disappointed, but fortunately, he can sit here and watch it with the rest of you out there. So, all right, so practice is winding down. About 5 seconds left to go. We're going to get into qualifying here for the first night Daytona Viking Construction Truck Series here for the Western Racing League. 70 laps tonight. We got 1 lap for qualifying, so they get 1 lap. You know, I mean, qualifying is important everywhere, but a 70-lap race at Daytona, you could pretty much start anywhere in this field and make your way to the point. All right, so let's see here. You got any sound engineers out there? How are we sounding out there? So Tim, there's Tim in the chat. Hey, buddy. Let me know how it's sounding out there if we need to make any adjustments. I got my in-house sound engineer watching stuff for us. Always let me know if I'm too loud or the cars are too loud. But we're going to get qualifying here right now. We've got, it looks like we've got Nico Cipollini out there on the racetrack. We've got a bunch of drivers on the racetrack. We'll bring up the full tower for you once we get somebody out there with some laps. So take a look here at the 77 of Nico Cipollini. Nico, watch for him to be up front right here. He is going to be strong on these super speedways. But the truck I'm watching is this number 4 of Justin Krasinski. Expect him to be right up front all night long. Good looking truck right there. The Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. We watched him pick up a win in the Cup season, or the Cup race the other night. A couple other drivers out here. Nick Trader in the 56, National Guard sponsored. Everett Larson in the 01. Let's bring up some, there we go. We'll bring this up here too. So Everett Larson with the B&W Racing 01 built sponsored. With us tonight, the 38 of Nathan Nixon. Nathan is still looking for a team. If you see independent on there, that's not the independent team. That is just independent drivers still looking for a home. Dan Wedeking, VJ Motorsports right here in the 44 getting his lap in. And it looks like we're going to try to figure out who's going to get the first lap. It might be the 01 of Larson. Everybody gets 1 lap out here, so you got 1 lap to put down the best time you can. Joshua Raymond in the Wood Motors Racing number 7, and it's going to be David Sluter in the 95. He's going to go to the top of the charts right now with a 51.206. Andrew Bowman right there behind him with a 240, and here comes Landon Slagan is going to knock down Bowman up to that 2nd spot, and everybody's times are coming in a flurry. I don't know if I can get them all. Justin Smolin now up to 3rd. It'd be nice if we just do them in order, like we can. Again, sometimes it's still David Sluter up on top. This is a fixed setup. Landon Slagan, Justin Krasinski. Now Justin Smolin now in the 4th spot. See if we get anybody else out here on the racetrack. There's the 18 of Brady Zeller, BMW Racing. Still Sluter up on top. Nobody knocked him off yet. And as I say that, here comes Victor Keith in the 48. It's going to take the pole away from David Sluter. So Keith now to the pole position here. We got a bunch of drivers still on the racetrack. We see Ian Menace right here. And if I get your names wrong, somebody type in the chat. Correct me. Mooselander Racing number 55 for Ian. Kyle Smith, Spare Parts Gaming. Good to see Kyle out here in the 82. He is going to come across the line in 16th. And James Vining there in the number 33. He's going to come home in 8th. JD Biddle. We watched Biddle win a cup race at Bristol. Mr. Tire Saver, we call him. The 96 JK Racing going to come across the line in the 11th spot. And Joshua Raymond in the number 7, the Wood Brothers Motors Racing, going to go up to 2nd on the chart, up on the leaderboard. So right now it's Victor Keith, Joshua Raymond, Quentin Steinbrock out here on the racetrack right now in the Mooselander Racing number 22. He's going to roll down through turn 1 here. He's going to get his first lap in. I don't see anybody else. I think we got the 55 of Ian still on the racetrack. Alex Romero just came across the line to get his lap in. And the number 11 is going to come in 22nd. We've got about 54 seconds left, so got 2 drivers out on the racetrack. If you're not out on the racetrack, you're not going to get a time in. So that's going to be Daniel Sparks, Cameron Keel, Anthony Marcello, Christopher Mason, Bryce Dickman, and Paul Boomerstein both sitting in the pits right now. So it looks like our last 2 drivers to get times is going to be Ian Meneses in the 55 and Quentin Steinbrock in the 22. Hey Sam, good to see you out there, buddy. Thanks for joining in. Steinbrock going to go 10th. Menace is going to go 18th. Romero still out there doing donuts in the number 11. I like all the chrome on there. If it don't go, chrome it. That's what they always used to say back in my days. I say that a lot because I'm old. So back in my day. All right, so it looks like it's going to be Victor Keith. So we'll get ready to get the grid out here. We got 5 seconds left here in qualifying. It. Victor Keith is going to take the top spot. Joshua Raymond, David Suter, Landon Slade, and Everett Larson. So we've got about a minute here left to go before we get gridded up. A couple sponsors to mention. Viking Construction Group sponsoring the Western Racing League Truck Series. Happy to have them on board. Viking Construction, out of Everett, Washington. If you're up in the Northwest, I don't think they go out of the Northwest, but if you're up in the Northwest, I've seen them cover just about everywhere. And reach out to Viking Construction. They do a really good job. I looked on their website, and they just got done doing a crumble cookie here a while back. So if anybody that builds crumble cookies, I'm all for it. Viking Construction. So we're going to get gridded up here. We will get our starting lineup going because it's going to take a little while for me to go through 38 cars. All right, thanks for being here. Hey, Sam. Yeah, well, what you see with all the fuss is about, Sam. Thanks for being here, man. Really appreciate it. Met Sam the other day. And he likes cookies. We all like. If you don't like crumble cookies, I don't know what to say about you. I'm telling you. I just know about that. So we got just a little bit here longer. We're gonna get rolling here for 70 laps at Daytona. I hope you're in for the long haul. Hit the sub button if you haven't been here before. Appreciate you supporting the channel out there. And we're gonna go and get started with our grid because we've got about 20 seconds left to go. It looks like just everybody is out there. So on the pole, it's going to be the 48 of Victor Keith. Outside of him, Joshua Raymond. Back to row number 2, David Sluter in the number 95. Watch for David to stay up front all day long. I think that's his strategy. He just wants to get to the front and stay there. Landon Slagan in the number 91, going to start in 4th. Get to the 3rd row, 5th starting spot. The 01 of Everett Larson, Justin Krasinski, going to start outside of him in P6. Back to row number 4, it's Andrew Bowman in the 25 and Justin Smolin in the number 99. In the 5th row, it's going to be James Vining and Quentin Steinbach. I think that's how it's supposed to be said. Nick Trader in the 56, starting 11th. Jacob Thornton in the 12th spot outside of row number 6. Inside of row number 7, it's going to be J.D. Biddle in the 96. The 00, Stephen Bolton, going to start outside of him in the 14th starting spot. We get back to row number 8. It's Nathan Nixon in the number 38 and Joshua Smits in the 17th starting spot. Jason Tamer and Ian Menace starting back on the 10th row anyway. In the 19th starting spot, the 10 of Ryan Thompson and Kyle Schmitz outside of him in the 82. In the 11th row, it's going to be Dan Wedeking and Rick Modrick. Starting 23rd, Trevor Fetchner and Alex Romero. In the 13th row, Brady Zeller and Brandon Cowell. Right, Brandon's going to be one of our in-car cameras. Michael Sparks in the 27, also one of our in-car cameras, and Michael Champlin in the 28th starting spot. Back to the 15th row, starting 29th, Joshua Wise, and outside of him in the 30th starting spot, Randy Wood in the number 16. We get back to the 16th row, starting 31st. It is going to be Tim Price and Nico Cipollini way back there in the 77. In the 17th starting row, starting 33rd, Bryce Dickman and Paul Boomerstein. And then tail of the field here, Daniel Sparks, Cameron Keel. In the 19th starting row, Christopher Mason and Anthony Marcello. And that is going to round out our field. We made it all the way through before they came green. What do you know? But it's going to be Victor Keith and Joshua Raymond bringing us to the line. Pace car's going to dive down here in just a moment. Take that hard left. Watch how hard that pace car turns a hard left right there. I don't know how it turns that sharp. Pace car's going to dive down into the pits. We're going to go green to open scenes. I forgot to turn that off. Opening night of the Western Racing season, Western Racing League. And it's Victor Keith, Joshua Raymond, Landon Slagan. And it's going to be Raymond down. Going to get a better run there on the outside. He is going to lead us down into turn number 1. But here comes Keith back down to the bottom of the racetrack. Slagan right there behind him. And watch Sluter in the 95. As we head off to turn number 2 for the first time down that long back straightaway. It is Raymond, Slagan, Krasinski. Keith falling back to 4th right now. Raymond up to the point. He has got help from the 91, so their top 3 going to kind of single out here. Krasinski there in the 4th spot. Excuse me, down there in 3rd. The top 3 is single filed out here, and it's double file right behind him all the way back throughout this field. And it's going to be Joshua Raymond bringing us to the lead lap number 1 for the Western Racing League Viking Construction Truck Series. Take back here the middle of the pack. We look at the 81 here, Tamer. He's got the 29 and the 33 of Schmitz and Vining right there in front of him. Back up to the front, though. These 3 trucks, it looks like they're kind of teaming up right here. The Vortex Sim team, number 91 of Landon Slagan. Right there. He's kind of right there in the middle of the 7 and the 4 right now. Victor Keith, a little push up the racetrack. He's going to come up and pick up the 99 of Mullen. As we head off of turn number 4 one more time here, you're going to complete lap number 2, and it looks like it's going to be Joshua Raymond leading both laps here so far. We look back through the back of the pack. Take a look back here at the 28 of Tim Price. He's got Cameron Keel right there behind him. We're going to keep an eye up towards the front of this pack and see what's going on. So right now, it is still Raymond, Slagan, Krasinski. Kind of settled in right there on the bottom of the racetrack, not doing anything too aggressive. I think they're just kind of biding their time. Everybody feeling their way out. First race of the season. Some new drivers, maybe they haven't raced around a lot before, so you got to see how they're going to handle here in the draft. You got to find a friend. If you can find a friend here early and stick with them throughout the whole race, it's going to be key right here. You just got to have a drafting partner here. And if you're going to try to make a move somewhere, you got to have somebody go with you. So we'll watch these teammates right now. It's Raymond with Wood Motors right there. Slagan with Vortex Steam, and Krasinski, I believe, with JK Racing. So no teammates together at the front right now. Look back here at the 96 of Bill. He's up a couple of spots. Our biggest mover so far is Jason Tamer, up 6 spots. Started back in 17th, now up to 11th. Our biggest loser right now is Nick Trader. Back here in the 56. He's actually in danger of losing this draft right now. He actually has. He's got the 3 cars right there of Cipollini, Boomershine, and Wise if they can catch up to him and help get back to the pack. But Trader, some kind of an issue there, has lost the lead draft. And falling back, he's down 17 spots after starting up in 11th. So it's Raymond, Slagan, Krasinski now your top 3. We're going to jump into our in-car trucks here. And you can see Nixon up in the top left corner. Michael Sparks in the top right. That is Ryan Thompson down in the bottom left, and Brandon Cal in the bottom right-hand corner. And you can see the focus right there that it takes here at Daytona. You don't have, there's not a lot of room for error. One little mistake and you're going to pile up the whole field. Krasinski's going to find his way to the lead. He's got the 48. Keith giving him a shove. Little off-center push right there. They're going to get squared back up, but Krasinski now to the lead for the first time. But here comes Raymond back on the bottom of the racetrack. And they come across the stripe, and it's going to be Justin Krasinski leading this lap. We head off into turn number 1 one more time. 5 laps into this race, 65 still left to go. And we are 2 by 2 all the way throughout this lead draft. Take a look back here at the 82 of Kyle Schmitz. Spare Parts Gaming, number 82. Started in 20th, kind of falling back a couple of spots here, but kind of settled in. And it looks like we see some bunching up in the front. So one more time, it is Justin Krasinski, Victor Keith. Good, clean racing going on here so far. Everybody being patient. Nobody making any really aggressive moves. We do have a small pack of about 5 trucks back here that have lost that lead draft, and it looks like it's the 77 is Cipollini. Actually, it's 4 trucks. It's Cipollini, Boomershine, Wise, and Trader trying to get teamed up here. If they can stay in single file and get up there a little bit closer, Wise needs to get tucked up underneath Boomershine there if they're going to have any chance to catch that lead pack. But this lead pack is running side by side all the way throughout. That's the thing with these trucks. They punch a big hole out in the air, but it's pretty easy to lead the draft. And we got a caution out. It looks like it might see. I might see Randy Wood might have been the start of that incident. We'll see if we can see what happened here. We'll go back here and find our replay and see if we can see what started that. So we see Randy Wood there in the 16. It looks like the 50. Looks like the 16 and the 14 kind of up there with an off push. So we'll see what happens to Randy Wood. He's going to come down to the bottom of the racetrack. Is he going to collect the 91? Here he does. He comes right down into the 91. I don't think he even saw Slagan down there. Just came all the way down the racetrack, and then the 55 gets turned around off the bumper of the 82. Not quite sure what Wood was doing right there, but I don't think he even saw. Let's see, let's take another look at that here real quick with a little bit different angle. So you can see the 18 up there on the top of the racetrack. Got a little bit of push from the 11, got him a little sideways. 91's just right down at the bottom of the racetrack, and the 16 just keeps on coming down. So I don't know if he needs to hire a new spotter or what, but unfortunately, that's going to be our first caution flag here of the season. So something definitely happened there with the 16. So we're going to see if anybody takes advantage of this and dives down into the pits. Let's see if we can find another angle of that here. We'll take a look here from Romero. Romero gets him a little sideways. They're kind of caught an off bumper there. Kind of shoved him down the racetrack. Got him a little bit loose, and the 60 just keeps drifting down to the bottom. It just catches a 91. See Zeller involved right there a little bit. The 55 involved. Yeah, unfortunate event right there. So it'll be our first caution flag here at Daytona. Lap number 8. I'm going to step away for just a second here. So give us just a second. We're going to step away and change the setting. We'll be right back. Alright, we're back. That was quick, see? Alright, so we're still under caution. Dustin Smolin gonna come out with the lead right now, so it looks like we had a lot of drivers dive down to the pits as we were looking at those replays. Krasinski, Keith, just about everybody pitted underneath that except for the 99 is Smolin. David Sluter stayed out on the racetrack. It looks like also Christopher Mason and Cameron Keel. Other than that, that's the only 4 trucks that stayed out on the racetrack right now. Opening night here for the Viking Construction Truck Series, Western Racing League Viking Construction Truck Series. I'm going to get that down here one of these days. If you look down in the bottom right-hand corner, you see the ad for the VPR 500 coming up on February 20th and 21st. We're going to broadcast that live here on DRSN. If you want to get on and run a full 200-mile race here at Daytona, there's your chance. Look up Variety Pack Racing. You'll find them all over the Facebook groups and Discords. Yeah, Sam, it was almost like I never left. You like my the graphics we put together with the sphere, and we're just having fun. We're having too much fun with AI stuff sometimes. All right, so it's going to be the 99 of Smolin. Let's take a look at our pit stats here real quick. So Smolin and Suter stayed out on the racetrack, and you can see Krasinski, everybody else taking fuel only. Back to Mason, also not going to stop. So it looks like no tire stops right there. It looks like most, I might see, I look back a little further. I think the first driver that might have taken tires might have been the 00 of Bolton. He was in the pits for about 15 seconds, which kind of leads me to think he took 2. Playing around some camera angles here, see if we can get the one I want. Doesn't look like it. That one's definitely not it. Alright, so take a look back here. From this 95 of Suter, you can see Krasinski and Keith right there behind him. But we're going to go down the back straight over here one more time. Pace, the lights are out on the pace car. We are going to go green this time by. So the other couple other sponsors, Corbin Matthews. If you like some good country music, check out Corbin Matthews on all the streaming services. He's got a new song coming out this Friday. I think it's called the Sunrise You'll Never See. I think it's coming out Friday morning. If you like some good country music. All right, we're gonna roll off at turn number 4 here. It's Justin Smolin and David Sluter gonna bring us to the line. Pace car gonna pull down in. I love these night races, by the way, at Daytona. These cars just look so awesome in their lights. Come to the restart zone. It is going to be Justin Smolin. Green flag is out. One more time, and a big jump there from Smolin. Matter of fact, maybe too big of a jump, and we got a crash in the back of the pack here somewhere. Maybe not. I'm just seeing a bunch of my event feeds pulling up on my screen, but it looks like we are green still. So Smolin, Krasinski, Sluter, and you saw, ooh, look at that dive down there with a 25 of Bowman going to get down in front of Everett Larson. You got to be patient and impatient here at Daytona. You got to take your chances when you have them. Roll on that long back straightaway here at Daytona into turn number 3. Justin Smolin, Justin Krasinski now back up to second. Keith now finds his way back to the 3rd spot. Get back up here to the front of the pack. It's Smolin. It's actually Keith, Smolin, and Raymond now going to get back up to the front. Raymond led the first couple of laps of this race. He is trying to get back to the lead here in that number 7. He has got the 81 of Tamer right there behind him. And we are 2 by 2 all the way back to about the top 24. Looks like about 36 cars still in this lead draft. The 04 of Sparks with a little bit of problem. Going to go down to the bottom of the racetrack. We'll take a look here with Michael Sparks. He's pretty smiley there for just driving off the racetrack, but the 04 back in contention now. Back up, but he is going to lose a draft back there as he is now about 1.8 seconds back. Actually, it was Daniel Sparks off the racetrack. Michael Sparks was smiling because he was still on the racetrack. So 2 by 2 out in front. We haven't seen anybody really try to make that 3rd line work yet. And I mean, it is still pretty early. We're only 12 laps in as we cross the line. But we are single filed out front. But look at that outside line of Tamer. He has got the 72 of Mason right there behind him. But they're just not lined up enough to really make that outside line work. So Tamer trying to get that outside line working, but Mason has got to get tucked up on the tailgate of that truck a little bit more if they're going to make the run on the outside and catch Keith. As you can see right there, if we jump on the truck, if we jump in there with Raymond, you can see just how close he was pushing Keith. He backs off a little bit in the corner, maybe a little bit too much right here, but you're going to see him close off of 2, or excuse me, off of 4 down the front straightaway. Let's see if he gets up there and gives him a little bit of shove as they head into the tri-oval. Trying to get sucked up on the back bumper. That outside line just can't get organized enough, and it's Keith, Raymond, Smolin, Krasinski down on the bottom. The 95 of Sluter also working his way in there. He's up into 5th now. So our biggest mover of the race right now is the 72 of Mason, but he did not pit. There were 3 wide right here. Mason stuck up on the outside. A little bit of contact with the 91. The 91, I think, is going to feel like a pinball there. So once again, the top kind of singled out. Not seeing a lot of tight draft in here with these trucks. Watch the 11 there of Romero try to find a hole. Hit, did not able to clear it. Stayed up on the outside. Thought the better of it. Coming across the line, 14 down, 56 left to go. I don't know why I said that's kind of a weird number to save it. As we are still green flag. 1 caution flag for just a few laps earlier. Otherwise, it's been pretty clean out there. And that was just it looked like just kind of a driver mistake by the 16 of Randy Wood. Coming down and making contact with the 91 of Landon Slagan. But Landon now finding his way back up. Actually now up into the top 10. Up into the 9th spot. So it looks like it's about... Oh, we got another... Just clicked over to that one at the right time. And then clicked off of it. It looks like the 98 involved. The 18 is Zeller involved. I think Zeller's going to take the DRSN logo off his car. A little bit of bad luck going on there for him. But it looked like 77 is Cipollini involved as well. See him limping along. We'll go back here and take a quick look at it. So we can see the 77 is Cipollini. I think this is going to happen up in front of him here. Just kind of get accordioned up, and Cipollini's going to run into the back of the 96. I just don't think cars in front kind of slowed up a little bit and looked like that might have started with the 82. Just did not anticipate those cars slowing up, and it's kind of hard with these trucks sometimes when you're tucked up behind somebody. We'll see if we can go back and see that again from, let me see here. So we'll take a look here with Kyle Schmitz. I think it might have started somewhere around here. And you can see Kyle comes up on the back. I think that's Champlain in the 52. Everybody in front kind of checking up. Kyle kind of gets into the back there. And I think it just accordioned up right behind him. The 96 of Biddle around Zeller, around Cipollini. Also going to go around here. Looks like Kyle's able to drive away. But unfortunate there for Biddle, and make another contact there. No, they're going to get going. Few more trucks coming into the picture here. So a little bit of damage there from Biddle, it looks like, for sure. We're going to take a quick look from his vantage point. See just what happened there with Biddle. So we're riding along here with JD Biddle in the 96. And you can already see it kind of starting to stack up in front of him. And he's just really got nowhere to go at this point. Trucks in front of him kind of slamming on his brakes. He gets into the back of, I think that was Price. And Biddle's going to go around, hit the outside wall pretty hard right there. I'm not sure if we had any fast repairs. I didn't go back and look. So in chat, they're saying it was a 33 that stacked everybody up. I think you're exactly right there, Sam. So we are under caution number 2, 16 laps into this 70-lap race here at Daytona. It's Joshua Raymond out in front. And looks like we got a few drivers going to come and take their second pit stop. So top 15 all staying on the racetrack. We've actually got a couple drivers that still yet to pit at all. The 95 of Sluter. And it looks like the 71 of Modric. So we'll see how that plays out for them. So a little bit different strategies going on here. Appreciate you joining us here for the opening night of the Viking Construction Truck Series for the Western Racing League. My name is Chris Murphy with DRSN. Hey, if it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button. Give us a like. Throw some babies in the air, do some dancing, whatever gets you excited. So we take a look here at the 7 of Joshua Raymond. We're going to let's join our in-car drivers here. So Nathan Nixon Michael Sparks and we've got Brandon Cal down on the bottom and Ryan Thompson. Ryan, get your hands on the wheel there, buddy. So you can see these guys. Nathan looks the most relaxed out of the four there. He's kind of kicked back. Oh, what is that? What's he got? Oh, I was gonna say, what's that? I'm trying to figure out what that screen was there on the left, but that's his window net. So he's running a set of triples. So appreciate those guys letting us into their home for the evening. And appreciate you out there joining us. So we started with 37. Actually started. We're down to 36. Randy Wood looks like he might have called it a night after that incident on the first caution flag. Appreciate you out there in chat, Sam. Who else we got out there? Lily Hines rooting for Everett. I think Everett's just biding his time back there, Lily. Let me know how the sound out there. Let me know if I got the... I tend to get the truck volume a little too loud or too quiet sometimes. So let me know how that's sounding out there if we need to adjust something. I got my sound engineer sending me some messages. So if any of you are out there, or fellow broadcasters or commentators, we use SDK software, and a lot of these cool graphics you see are from my buddy Shane Cochran, who puts together these plugins for SDK. These aren't, none of these are really, that you're seeing on the screen are standard with the software. He puts these things together, so if you're looking for some of this stuff, join the SDK Discord. Look up Shane Cochran on there. He's putting out some really cool stuff. Nexus Designs, another sponsor of the series. You need some cars painted. I'm not very good at it, so I'd reach out to Nexus Designs. Find them on the Instagram. On the Instagram. Well, that really made me sound old, didn't it? All right, we're going to go to green here one more time for the third time here tonight at Daytona. Pace car going to pull down into pit road. Raymond, Romero, Smolin going to bring us to the line. And already Raymond getting a little bit of a start. We're green flag one more time. Nice run from the 11 of Romero up on the outside. Let's see if he can get some help from the 4 of Krasinski. We have not seen that top line really get organized well enough to drive by the bottom. But they have got to get tucked up. Krasinski now working his way to the back bumper of Smolin. And we are 2 by 2 all the way throughout the pack one more time. I think I saw somebody down off the bottom of the racetrack back there a second ago. Take a look back here at Biddle, trying to work his way back up after getting involved in that last incident. So now it looks like that outside line is getting a little bit organized. They're going to drop down to the bottom. It's Raymond, Romero, Krasinski now. Krasinski going to look underneath to take the lead here. He is up along Raymond. Krasinski with a nice move. He used that outside line draft, then went to the bottom of the racetrack, used that momentum, trying to get back to the lead right now. And it's going to be Justin Krasinski leading us just by a nose across the line. And he has got the 99, and Smolin giving him a little bit of hand right there on that bottom inside line of David Suter in the 95, that third car back. Also, look at the 81. The 81 of Tamer taking a look to the middle of the racetrack, just kind of, oh, I'm not sure who was that took a big dive back there in the middle. Was that, I'm not sure who that was, but that was a heck of a move. I'm usually not that bold myself, so. That blue car about 6 cars back in line. I'm not quite sure who that was, but nice move down from the top of the racetrack. But in the meantime, we're back up front, and it's Krasinski and Raymond side by side. Smolin, Romero side by side, and Suter down on the bottom of the racetrack in the 95. Come back to you. The 7 of Raymond now going to sneak out in the front. He has got Romero. Romero started way back in 24th, is now up to 2nd, up 22 spots. But actually the biggest mover of the race right now is Christopher Mason back there in the 14th spot. He's up 23 spots after starting in the 37th position. The 7 of Raymond dumps down to the bottom with Romero, drops down in front of Tamer. Tamer going to fall into the 3rd spot. The 10 car of Thompson now making a run there on the outside. He is up on the outside of Krasinski, trying to get by for that 4th position. He has got a little bit of help right there. That looks like the two of Y's right there trying to give him a little bit of a shove, but they're just not able to get enough momentum up there. I'm seeing a lot of gap between these trucks. If they're really going to get up there and push, they've got to get tucked up right up underneath the tailgate. But at the same time, we're seeing a lot of patience here as we're still up front here with Raymond. We take a look back here, the 01 of Larson. We got Lily in the chat cheering for him right here. Let's see if he can make his way up here. He is falling back about 13 spots. I think he's just kind of biding his time here, trying to stay out of trouble. Come off turn forward one more time. Going to come across the line. It is going to be Raymond Romero, Tamer, Krasinski, Smolin, now your top 5. And we have been looking forward to this season. Tim, if you're still out there, buddy, you're missing a good one. We need to go find your power company and maybe knock down some doors. Look back through the pack here just a little bit. A lot of swapping back and forth, and you can see right here what's happening. We're gonna go back here to Landon's slogan in the 91. And it's exactly what we've been talking about. If you can't stay tucked up with those guys in front of you, it is really easy to lose a draft. And we've got this group of cars back here with Slagan, Sparks, Biddle, Price, Jacob Thornton back here, Nick Trader. All these drivers lost that lead draft. If they're gonna have a chance to get up there, they've got to quit fighting for position and get lined up. And we got another caution. It looks like it might have been Thornton there involved. I see Zeller involved again. Not been a good night for the 18. I think he's been involved in just about every single caution we've had so far. It looks like it might have started with Larson. I think I see Larson right against the outside wall of the racetrack in the 01. He's just now going to get going here. We're going to go back and take a look from Larson's vantage point. See if we can see what happened. Looks like it happened up in front of him. Just going to be a victim. He's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. The 12 car gets turned down the racetrack, catches Larson. He has hard contact with the outside wall. That is the 12 car of Trevor Fetcher Don. And it just, everybody starts piling. We see Zeller in here. It just kind of gets piled up behind one more time. This happens all the time. The 38 of Nixon going around, the 41. Also involved in this incident of Jacob Thornton. We'll take a look here from Thornton's vantage point and see if we can see what happened where he was at, because he was kind of back here towards the back. He's in his second group. This crash has happened up in front of him. So we look here at the 41. Zeller just didn't see what was happening. The 41 checked up. Zeller gets into his back bumper, comes up and catches the 38 of Nixon. Nixon's going to go around here as well. Trying to find him on the area is the 38. So our third incident here, another pileup, not quite the big one here at Daytona, but it did involve about 6 or 7 cars here. So we are on lap number 24. Looks like Larson's going to get back out rolling. Looks like I took a little bit of damage at left front, it looks like. All right, so we're on lap 24, caution number 3. It is still Joshua Raymond out in front of this thing. Looks like nobody else is going to dive down into the pits here for this caution flag. It doesn't look like. So DPR 500, February 20th and 21st. Variety Pack Racing. I can't remember what the purse is on that, but he's gonna pay $750 to win if I remember correctly. I got to go back and look at that, but that is one of the money racing events for the Daytona 500 going on. It's going to come on the 20th and 21st right here on DRSN. My name is Chris Murphy with DRSN. I said DRSN just a minute ago, didn't I? Bringing you the Viking Construction Group Truck Series here with the Western Racing League, night number 1 of what looks to be an exciting season. It's going to start. We're starting here on what, the 10th of February, and the last race is going to be on November 3rd. So they're going to follow. If you know what the regular NASCAR Truck Series schedule is, you can just pretty much follow, because we're going to be doing the same thing. So 25 laps into this, Krasinski out in the point here. Smolin and Sluter, second and third, have yet to make a pit stop here. They're the only two drivers left on the racetrack that have not made a pit stop of any kind. We've got some drivers that already made 3 stops. They could take a look back here at the 82 of Smits. He's been involved in a couple incidents, unfortunately. He's made 3 stops already. J.D. Biddle finding himself up here to 9th now after being involved in a caution earlier. He's got the 91 of Slagan right there in front of him. Biddle won a cup race the other day at Bristol. Just saving his tires. I don't think I've seen anybody save his tires as well as JD did that night. But picked up the win there. A little bit different beast here on the high banks of Daytona compared to Bristol and also the change to the trucks here. But I expect JD to stay up front here through the rest of the race. All right, we're going to roll around. Looks like lights are still on the pace car, so we're going to come off the corner here, go around one more time to see who's down the pits. I see Thornton coming out of the pits in the 41. Larson's still down trying to get some repairs done on that 01. Joshua Smith's still in pit road as well on the 29. Fetcher, Zeller, Cipollini. Looks like Zeller and the 12 of Fetcher are going to make their way out. So it looks like we have all of our drivers, 36 drivers on the racetrack, all on the lead lap still at the moment. All right, lights are out on the pace car. We're going to go around one more time. Krasinski going to bring us to the line. Let's see what Justin can do here. I expect Justin to be strong all throughout the season here in the number 4. Krasinski, Smolin, Sluter, Bowman, your top 4 right now. We go back to Brandon Cal in the number 5. We got Brandon's camera right here. We'll see what Brandon's looking at. Brandon rolling around in the 6th spot right now. That's what it looks like. He's looking ready to roll. Get another caution. Maybe we'll try to drag somebody up here in the booth with us. All right, we're going to go green this next time by. And roll down to turn 3. It looks like everybody's off of pit road now. Gotten the repairs taken care of. Thanks for being here with us. If it's your first time, thank you. If it's your second time, thank you. If it's your 3rd or 4th time, hey, you're just kind of old hat at this point, aren't you? But give us a subscription if you click the subscribe button if you haven't before. Power is back on for Tim Brewer. Can you get in 26 laps down, Tim? I'm not quite sure. Jump into the Discord chat somewhere, Tim. We'll drag you up under a caution. Krasinski going to bring us to the line. Green one more time here at Daytona. And he's going to get a good jump. He's going to have help from the 25 of Bowman up there on the outside. The 99 is Smolin going to tuck up there, and it looks like we might be crashing out back. No, it keeps telling me that, and I keep getting excited about it, but we're not. All right, so I got to adjust my software so it keeps telling me there's crashes that aren't really happening. But it's Krasinski Bowman now. A little separation back to the 3rd place, number 99 of Smolin and David Suter in the 95. Thank you for that, Sam. Appreciate you sharing that out there. Krasinski, Bowman, Smolin, Sluter, your top 4, and then it's the 85 of Brandon Cal right there. He's made a big mover. He's up 21 spots right now, as Brandon is. Let's see if he can get all the way up to the front. He's looking pretty strong right now. And you can already see some separation there. About 18 cars back, you can already see some trucks back there starting to lose the draft. But it's Krasinski, Bowman, Smollers, top three kind of single filed out, and then we get side by side back here for about fourth on back. Oh, we're gonna get turned around. That looked like the 91 of Slagan, and it was, and that's gonna be the big one here. We got cars all over the racetrack. Oh, the 01 of Larson gonna come in and slide, end that off. I see the 42 involved. I see Cipollini involved. See if we can figure out what happened. I looked away from the screen for a second. I looked up and we were crashing. The 22 is involved in it, of Steinbach. All right, let's see if we can figure out where this started at. We take a look here. We'll take a look here with Slagan and the 91 down on the bottom of the racetrack. Let's see what happens here. It looks like it might have happened up in front of him. Oh, the 2 car's going to come down to catch that right rear quarter panel. So the 2 car came down the racetrack, caught the right rear quarter panel, the 91. The 00 going to pile into there. And then from there on back, it's just everybody trying to get woed up, trying to get slowed up, getting involved in it. You can see Nixon coming involved. Oh, big hit from the 04 right there on the 44 and the 26. The 28 is also going to get involved in this crash at Tim Price. So another big pile up here at Daytona. Unfortunate there for Larson. But it looked like, go back and take a look one more time. Like the 2 car. Let's take a look here from the view of Josh Wise here up on the outside of the racetrack. So he's up about the middle of the racetrack here. You can see the 91 down on the bottom. Here comes Wise as they're coming off the corner. Does he get loose here, or is he just kind of... He kind of got a little bit... Did he get loose, or somebody get into the back of him right there? I'm not quite sure what that was. Because it looked like he kind of took a little bit of a left-hand turn. We've got the big pop of the 52 also involved. I didn't see him earlier. You can see Larson back there in the back. He was just trying to slow down and got hit from behind. All right, we're going to look one more time. The nice thing about Daytona, the caution flags are long, so we can look at lots of replays. So we'll take a look here from the 2. Now he's all alone right here, so nobody behind him. For some reason, it looked like the truck got a little bit loose off of 2. He just kind of drifts down the racetrack and catches a 91. I don't know if he just... I don't know. Not quite sure, but that's what started it. I can't really speculate. Biddle also taking a shot right there, too. Seems like every time we look at a different camera angle, we can see somebody else getting involved in it. All right, we'll jump back to live time. Let's see. So Smolin and Sluter have still yet to pit. We're going to see how that's going to play out here for him. And we're under our 4th caution here on lap 30. So we're getting close to halfway through this 70-lap race. We take a look here with Quentin Steinbach coming out of the pits. We'll jump up here to the front of Krasinski with the number 4. He's got Bowman still right there behind him. Smolin and Keith and Sluter. Bunch of trucks still down on the pitch. You can see the 91 of Slagan's down there. The 01 of Larson. Let's see if we can zero in on... you see some right front damage. I don't know if Larson's going to get that fixed or not. He's got some extensive damage on that truck. Larson has just been in the wrong place at the wrong time. This entire race has been involved in just about everything out there. So, unfortunate for Everett. To see if he can... I know he was looking forward to this race. Let's see if he can get it back together. In the meantime, we're going to jump in with our in-car drivers. Oh, Nathan Nixon there grabbing a quick second under the caution to grab a drink right there. Michael Sparks up in the top right-hand corner. Ryan Thompson down the bottom left. Brandon Cal down the bottom right-hand corner. Brandon just looks... Out of the group, I'd say Brandon looks the most intense. He's sitting back here in the 23rd spot right now. All right. Looks like we've got at least one more lap around. The lights are out on the pace car. Next time by, we'll see if we can grab our leader. Maybe we don't have to go back and watch 15 replays. All right, so Krasinski gonna bring us to the line. We head down the back straightaway here one more time. The number 4 of Krasinski's been up front most of the day here. We got this other really cool graphic we can show you. So we look at Justin's travels throughout the race. And you can see he hasn't fallen out of the top 10 since lap number 1. Well, Justin's Mr. Consistency up there. All right, so gonna roll into turn number 3. Gonna come across the line here. We'll go green. 32 laps down out of this 70 lap race. DPR 500, check it out. You want to come watch? You want to participate? We got a few of the drivers in this that are joining in with that group. Gonna run that 500-mile race on the 21st. Gonna run qualifying on the 20th, and then duels the morning of the 21st, and then feature in the afternoon. Well, it's afternoon for me. It's kind of evening for everybody else on the East Coast. All right, so we're gonna go green here. If I can find my mouse to get on the right camera. Single file this time as we're gonna come across the line. It's gonna be Justin Krasinski, Andrew Bowman. It's a single file start. The 95 Asuda is gonna look down to the bottom of the racetrack. Not able to make a move. Everybody settles down and single file down to the bottom. Let's see if we can get double. And look back here in the back. We've already got some cars loose in the draft. I think that's the 56 of... no, that's not Trader. There's a 22 of Steinbach. So really getting separated on that restart. It's really important to hit your shifts correct on these restarts if you're going to stay up with this pack. And you can see there's already quite a bit of separation. We're going to jump over to the fan cam here. Where's my fan cam at? You can see all the racetrack. You can just see the... As we come off of turn number 4, just one lap after we go back to green. And then we've already got 3 packs of cars on the racetrack. But it's going to be Krasinski now, still with the lead. Take a look at our lap leaders here. Raymond actually leading the most laps with 13. Krasinski with 12. Keith 4. Smolin with 3. So only 4 official different leaders in this race. I'm sure we've had a few more than that. Just haven't been leading at the stripe. And we're going to be side by side here for about 7th or 8th right now. It looks like Tamer in the 81 is going to look to the outside. He's not satisfied sitting back there. And it looks like that might be the that Keith. I think it's the 48 of Keith leading that outside line. But he's just not getting enough help. The 11 drops down to the bottom. Try to get underneath him. Keith getting a little bit of a run. He does have some help. It looks like that's from the 92 of Boomershine. They're trying to get a run on the outside. Actually, it is a 92 of Boomershine. Started way out in 28th. Now up to 6th, Paul Boomershine. He's got the 81 of Tamer right there behind him, but they just can't get enough momentum up there on the outside. You usually see that outside line working if they could just stay teamed up. But the bottom line is still just a little bit stronger with Krasinski, Bowman. The 99 of Smolin, and it looks like the 11 of Romero right there with him. So let's see if Tamer can get tucked up behind Boomershine here. The 7 of Raymond also there on the outside. We jump on board here with the 92 of Paul Boomershine. You can see him kind of getting a little bit of separation of the 48 of Keith. Can he get tucked back up under and give him a little bit of bump, see if they can get to the outside line. They just kind of... They get moving up there just a little bit, and then they just hit a brick wall. Rolling off at turn number 2 here down the back straightaway one more time. The 92 of Boomershine. He gets up there. He's going to try to give him a shove. It also looks like Raymond there. So that outside line starting to get a little more organized. If they can just keep pushing right there, they can get some momentum, and they're going to do that coming off of 3. They're going to work up along the outside of the 25 of Bowman. Right now it is Victor Keith, Boomershine, and Joshua Raymond on the outside. They got the 41 there of Jacob Thornton as well. And it looks like Nathan Nixon in the 38, so we've got 5 cars on the outside trying to make that work, and they're getting up there slowly. They're just inching along, inching along. They head up a turn number 1. Watch them make this big run into 1. They're going to get up alongside of Krasinski here. Oh, I thought I was going to make a good prediction. But they are working. They're working better than they have all day long. And it's Keith and Boomershine. And here comes the 48 back to the front. A little bit off kind of center push there from the 7 on the 92. That gets a little bit loose right there. The 7 falls back off. And that's really the first time we've seen the outside line work quite that well, as Keith is now going to go to the lead. Boomershine and Krasinski side by side for second. Then it's Raymond and Bowman. Smolin and Thornton right there. So we got about, looks like about 14 cars left in this lead draft right now. The 14th running Christopher Mason. Christopher's up 23 spots in this after starting way back in 37th. I think he might have been the last car to take the green flag, actually. So Keith still out in front. Boomershine tucking up behind him now. Trying to get sucked back up to the back of the 48. Oh, watch that little off-center push. We're 3 wide back here at the middle of the pack. It looks like the 55 there on the outside of Menace. The 11 of Romero right there in the middle, and that's Tamer down there on the bottom in the 81. And I got to thank Jason for getting a number on this truck that I can read. Appreciate that, Jason. Looks sharp, buddy. That U-Line sponsored number 81. An inside joke, you know what I'm talking about. Take a look back here at this second group trying to catch up. They're a little organized back here at Steinbach, Smits, Fenster, Smits, Trader, Vining, and Price. And that was easy for me to say. So they're trying to work up here. They're getting single filed out. Let's see if they can make their way back to the lead draft. And as I get up here, Jacob Thornton in the 41 has now worked his way to the front. Keith back there getting a little shove. So Thornton, our Aurora, Colorado driver, now to the lead. They're going to come across the stripe here. 39 down, 31 to go. We are past halfway. We were past halfway like a few laps ago, if I'd have said something. But it's now 7. The 7 car of Raymond on the outside. He's getting a little help from Nathan Nixon. Nixon looks to the middle of the racetrack. Can Nixon make that move? I don't think he's got any help right there. He's got a little Tamer kind of back a little ways. But Nixon all alone there in the middle. He is going to go backwards unless somebody drives down there with him. He finds a hole, slides up in front. Able to find a gap right there in front of the 72 of Christopher Mason. He was about to lose about 5 more spots if that didn't happen. And we're still side by side out in front. Take a look here at the 48 of Victor Keith. Keith has been up front all day long as well. Started in the 2nd spot. Actually started on the pole. Now back to 4th, but he has been up in his front pack all day long. That's really what you got to do. If you got to get up in his front pack and stay there, it kind of helps stay out of trouble. As you've seen, most of our troubles happen in the back. Jump on board here with the 95 of David Sluter. He's back in his 14th spot. He has got the 99 of Smolin right there in front of him. Steinbach losing the draft right here, so the 22 slipped off the draft, so we got green flag stops here for Sluter, and so it looks like the 95 and the 99 have had, after not pitting for so long, it's finally catching up with them. They're gonna have to make a green flag stop right here. That could bite them if we get a caution here anytime soon. Hey, thanks, John Larson. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for supporting us out there. Yeah, hopefully ever can get a bunch of cautions, get that truck fixed. But right now, he's limping along back there, just hanging on. He's still in the lead lap, at least. So Keith, Thornton, Boomershine. Boomershine's made a great run all the way up here. He's made 3 pit stops in this race. He's up 32 spots. Started way back in 34th. Didn't make a qualifying lap. if I remember correctly, and it's really paid off here for Paul, as he is up here in the front with a chance to win this race. We've got 28 laps left to go right now. So our lead draft keeps dwindling and dwindling. The 22 of Steinbach lost that lead draft, but he is now leading the second group here. And they are working up their way to the back bumper of this lead draft. So expect our lead draft here to grow by about 10 cars here real quick as we look at our Cheyenne, Wyoming driver, Quentin Steinbach, now in 13th and number 22. And he's got the spare parts gaming number 82 of Kyle Smith's right there behind him, and the number 12 of Trevor Fetcher Dawn is what it says on my screen. I think it just says Dawn on the timing board. But look who's at the lead right now. It is Paul Boomershine. Boomershine started in 34th, is now leading this race, but here comes Tamer down to the bottom of the racetrack in the 81. Can Keith catch up here and give him a little bit of a help? Tamer on the bottom pretty much by himself. Keith starting to close up a little bit. Can he get up here and give him a push? Thank you out there, Apex. Appreciate it. Thank you. Been working hard to get the stream looking good. Appreciate the feedback. So Tamer is going to go to the front, and he has got a big shove from the 48 of Keith. So Tamer looking to lead this race for the first time tonight as he comes off of turn number 4. He's got Keith right there behind him, Boomershine on the outside. He's got Nixon shoving Boomershine to see if they can get to the front, see if they can get past Tamer here, actually. So Tamer with the lead across the stripe. He is going to lead a lap here, but here comes Boomershine back on the outside in the 92. And you can see our lead, by this lead draft running side by side as long as they were, that second group was able to single file out and have now increased the size of this lead group. It is now up to 22 cars right now. Tim Price at the tail end of this in the 28. So we'll take a quick rundown right now. It's Tamer, Boomershine, Nixon, Keith, Thornton, Raymond, Romero, Christopher Mason, Krasinski, Menace, your top 10. And it looks like we got a lap car right there in front of him. It looks like it's going to be the 99 of Smolin, who just, actually it's going to be Sparks in the 04. They're going to put a lap on right now, and then it's the 99 of Smolin. So Smolin and Sluter both had to pit here late under green. They went as long as they could here, and they are about to go a lap down. Oh, we got somebody in the outside wall right there. That's the 04 Sparks right there, just trying to stay out of the way. He's kind of rubbing the outside up against the safety barriers, taking some more damage on that 04 as he's sliding back here, but he did a good job of getting up out of the way of our lead pack. 3 wide right here for the lead. It's going to be Keith going by Tamer on the outside. Boomershine, the 7 of Raymond's going to come up here and give Tamer a good shove, and you can see just how that helped Tamer right there coming off the corner with a good run. But Keith, Boomershine. So right now, if I had my pick of who I wanted behind me shoving right now, it's that 92 of Boomershine. He has definitely been the best pusher out there all night long. They're going to come up on Sluter. Sluter going to go a lap down. He stays on the bottom of the racetrack. The leader's going to have to go to the high side. And it's still Tamer with the lead. He goes down the bottom, tries to pick up that draft from Sluter, but he's got the 7 now tucked back up underneath of him. Raymond doing a good job. Here comes the 11. A little bit of off-center push there from the 11. Just about got Raymond loose. So Romero's got to be careful. When you're like second or third car in line up there shoving, you got to be square on that back bumper. We take a look here at the front one more time. It is Keith, Tamer, Boomershine, Raymond. Nixon now up to 5th after starting back in the 15th spot and being involved in an earlier lap caution. Big shout out to Viking Construction Group for sponsoring the Western Racing League Truck Series. We're looking forward to working with them all season long. We're going to check up here on our 01 of Everett Larson. That right front fender is still hanging off the car. Still got some heavy damage. He's going to need a couple caution flags if he's going to get that repaired. But right now he's kind of limping along back here in 28th. I think this is kind of our wrench wrangler group, as we call them. All these trucks taking a little bit of damage. They're kind of staying back there together, but they're still on the lead lap. So if they can get a caution, maybe get some more repairs done. So a little more single file out, and as I say that, they always make a liar to me. Nixon looks to the bottom of the racetrack, looks underneath Boomershine. He wants to lead this race. Nixon now, does he have enough help? The 41 of Thornton's going to crawl up there and try to give him a little bit of the help. And actually, Nixon's going to take the lead here off of turn number 2, but can he hold it all the way down the back straightaway? Nixon, Thornton, Tamer, Keith, Boomershine, your top 5 right now, as we're going to come across the line and complete lap number 49. 21 laps left to go when they cross the stripe. And Nathan Nixon in the number 38. Looks like we got a couple other cars going to dive down into the pits. So it looks like Bowman and Krasinski now going to come down and pit. They both had only pitted one time, so they're going to green flag stop still coming into play here. Nixon, Thornton, Tamer. So those long strategies have not paid off for some of our favorites here tonight. Sluter is way back here now, a lap down. Krasinski now having to pit. Bowman as well. So we're going to see how that plays out. We've got 21 laps left to go. This goes green all the rest of the way. Those guys are going to be in trouble. But right now, your leader is Nathan Nixon, Jacob Thornton, Jason Tamer, and the 7 of Joshua Raymond. That is your top 4 single filed out on the bottom of the racetrack. They pitted back on lap 25. So we'll see how that plays out. I wasn't paying enough attention to see what our fuel distance was on the green flag runs. Well, let's see. Sluter and then went lap 40. So they went 41 laps before they even made their first pit stop. So we're going to see these guys pitted on 25. They're going to have to make one more stop here at least. So you can see the 95 of Sluter, their lap car in the middle of this group. He's got the 11 of Romero and Keith there to his outside. Boomershine also in this group. And the one guy I really got to hand it for is this 91 of Landon Slagan. He's been involved in a couple incidents, able to get that truck repaired. He is still up here in this lead draft. Looks like we're going to have somebody else diving in the pits. It looks like the 10 of Ryan Thompson. We're going to jump in the truck with Ryan. Does he drive with his hands on the bottom of the wheel like that? Does he do that all? We're going to have to check in with him when he's under green here, but it looks like Thompson going to make his pit stop. And it looks like I might have some kind of an incident here with Josh Wise. We're going to see what happened here. The 2 gets down on the apron. Now it looks like he just slowed down. We'll jump back to live time. If you're unfamiliar with the software, it only tells us there's incidents when we have like a speed setting. So if they get down below like 140 mile an hour, it tells us they crash. If we set it lower than that, it doesn't indicate the crashes. So I see Zeller having a problem getting into the pits as well. Oh, the 55 gets a tap from behind. Menace got a little bump from behind right there. I think he might have been trying to slow down to get down into the pits. I'm not sure who that was behind him, but they did not, maybe not good enough communication, and Menace just about turned that truck around. So Nathan Nixon, Jacob Thornton, Jason Tamer. Appreciate you out there, Sam. Trying to boost up the channel, buddy. And you can see Sluter up on the outside of the racetrack. A lap down to the 95 here. So comes the 7. Raymond going to look to the outside, going to think better of it. Come back down to the bottom in front of the 25. 25 car. Bowman also a lap down. He is actually our first car a lap down right now. So if we did get a caution right now, it'd be Bowman getting the lucky dog. $17 laps left to go. Nixon, Thornton, Tamer, Raymond, Keith, your top 5. And that is that lead group. Our lead pack is about 14 cars deep. There's a few lap cars mixed in there as well. Actually, 13 cars deep. The last car back here on the lead lap in this pack is the 52 of Michael Chamblin. Just kind of hanging on back there. In the meantime, we're shuffling around in front. A little bit of Bowman and Sluter kind of going at it right there. And it looked like Keith's going to dive down into the pits. 48, he pitted back on lap. That's not telling me now because it's blocked off, but he had pitted earlier, so Keith's going to come down. Let's see what happens to our leaders. I believe our leaders, if my math is correct, are going to have to take a stop. I think Kyle Smith's right here in the 82, pitted back on lap 30. We did see some drivers go at least 40 laps. So Smith's right now and Steinbach both pitted back on lap 30. I think they're in the best position here right now if this stays green. So we'll see how that plays out right now. But right now it is Nixon, Thornton, Tamer, Raymond, and the 38 of Nathan Nixon here. Actually, we got an in-car camera with Nathan. Look how relaxed he is. He's leading this race, running around Daytona. Just kind of kick back. Don't look over there. Don't look to your right, Nathan. Look ahead. Look up in the mirror. They're right behind you, buddy. Nathan doing a good job. He's worked his way up to the front. I got to really thank him for letting us into his house with the cameras as well. So Thornton in the 41. That is our two leaders right now, Nixon and Thornton. Tamer with a big run right there. Just about ran up on the back of the 41. Had to check up a little bit, and that cost him. He's dropped back about a truck length. Now let's see if we're going to get some pit stops. I see everybody's kind of getting separated out right here a little bit. I'm not sure if they're planning to pit or what, but this front group, not real tight drafting right here, so that's allowing some other cars to kind of get back into this. The outside, we look back at that outside line, that is David Suter there in the 95. He's got the 11 right there trying to give him a little bit of a help, Alex Romero, but the 95 is a lap down. And I think right now he might be, no, he's our second car, a lap down. Bowman is the first car, a lap down in the 25. You know, leader's going to come up here to lap the 42 of Michael Sparks. Well, Michael with some damage early in this race. He is going to go another lap down. So Nixon goes back down to the bottom of the racetrack. He's got still some help from the 41 of Thornton. They look to be pretty friendly, right? They've been working together for the last few laps. The 81 of Tamer also there with him. And it looks like the 99 of Smolin trying to look up here. He's going to pick up Suter there on the outside. Going to see if they can get. They are a lap down, but they're going to see if they can get their way back up here and get themselves unlapped. All right, I'm going to keep an eye on this 82 and the 22. When everybody starts pitting in front of them, we got 13 laps left to go. I would expect pit stops sometime from some of these lead drivers here in probably the next 7 to 8 laps. Because I think I'm using Sluter as my judge. He went 41 laps before he came in for fuel. I think that is about as far as you can stretch it. And we had quite a few cautions in that period too, so we might see some stops from our leaders here if it stays green sometime in the next probably 3 to 6 laps. So Nathan Nixon out of I tried to pronounce that last time. He's in California, as we're just going to say that. So Nathan Nixon from California driver, still leading this race. We look back here at the 11 of Romero and Boomershine. Boomershine's done a great job. He's got himself all the way up to the front. But it looks like he's going to have to pit. I'm looking at another group here of Slagan, Champlain, Cipollini, probably Biddle. I think all these drivers are going to be able to make it on fuel, but unfortunately for Nico and JD, they're kind of back off this lead draft. Oh, it looks like we might. Nope. My event vlog was telling me we had another incident, so getting excited for nothing. So Jacob Thornton kind of getting up to the second spot here with Nixon. Who's that lap car? It's the 56 of Trader. He's going to go a lap down. So a lot of different strategies coming into play here. We've seen. See how this is going to play out. We've had this really long green flag run here after 4 cautions early. And it's really catching some people off, because now I see Slagan, Tamer, Raymond, Romero, Champlain, Smith, and actually Kyle Smith's also pitting. I thought Kyle might be able to make it the rest of the distance, but he is pitting here. So maybe all those caution flags earlier was the only reason that Sluter was able to go 41 laps. And here comes our leader, Nixon and Thornton, going to come down pit road. Boomershine also with him, Steinbach as well. So everybody, it doesn't look like anybody's going to be able to make it the rest of the way. Everybody's going to have to pit as we see this. The 81 of Tamer coming out. And for the temporary, it's going to give Nick. This is going to be our lead group right here as they come around. They might not even catch the leaders when they come around, but just Nico Cipollini, JD Biddle, the leading cars that are on the racetrack at this point. So it looks like Thornton now making his way out of the pit. Nixon. Did Nixon get a speeding penalty? Nathan Nixon, our leader, got a speeding black flag coming into the pits for on that green flag stop. So Nathan Nixon is going to be out of contention here unless we get a caution. That is going to put Jacob Thornton out in front. Steinbach, Boomershine, Tamer. That is going to be our lead group. Unfortunate there for Nixon. Nathan had a good run going. We take a look in car with him here. Nathan Nixon had a great run going, was leading this race, but unfortunate. Had to come in for a black flag for speeding. And that he is going to fall all the way back. I've got him right now back to about 23rd position, but here's our leader, the 41, our Colorado driver, Jacob Thornton. Brewer Motorsports number 41. He has got the 22 of Steinbach right there behind him. Quentin Steinbach's done a great job. He's kind of been up and down throughout the field. If I pull up that graph that we usually have for him, you can see Steinbach's been all the way down to as low as 21st, but he has now found himself up into second. And he's doing a great job. Paul Boomershine in the 92. We've got quite a few trucks all spread out right here. 9 laps left to go in this race. I think we're going to see him group up here pretty shortly. Yeah, I agree with you, Sam. I don't think he's going to make it either. We'll have to see. All right, so we're going to see. I think this lead pack is going to get grouped up here before it's too long. We take a look back here. It looks like the 7 of Raymond, Romero, Champlain in this little group right here. Here comes the 91 of Slagan. He has got to get up to the back of these 3 cars if he's going to have a chance to catch the leaders. I don't think he's close enough. I think we're going to see the 91 fall off here. And it's about 4 seconds back to James Viney right there behind him. So as Viney goes up in front of Krasinski. So we need to see these groups this short of time left. They've got to get teamed up here. They've got to stay single file and get nose to tail if they're going to have any chance to catch the lead group. And right now, this lead group is down to 4 cars. Thornton, Steinbach, Boomershine, and Tamer. That group with Raymond, Romero, Champlain, they're about a couple seconds back now at this point. And our leaders are I think they're gonna, if they're smart here, they'll just get nose to tail. And as I say that, Tamer's gonna look to the outside of Boomershine. But if they just stay grouped up here, can pull away from that second group and just fight it out amongst themselves. Thornton, Steinbach, Boomershine, and Tamer right here. And Tamer keeps looking to the outside, he is not happy sitting back there in 4th. He wants to get up here to the front. But I think all that's going to do is allow that second group there to catch up with him. Tamer keeps trying to do that by himself. He's got no help whatsoever. We're going to keep an eye on that gap. It's now the distance between Tamer and Raymond's about 1.7 seconds right now. So we'll keep an eye on that. So you look at that on the leaderboard right there. Paul Boomershine up 31 spots, all the way up to 30 after starting 34th. We're going to take a look here on board with Raymond. He's leading his second group, and you can just see the eyeball test how far that group is in front of him. Got some lap cars. It looks like Tamer's going to slide up in there. I'm not sure who else was involved in there. I think 77 is Cipollini. I saw the 55 of Menace in there, 18 of Zeller. Got to give another shout out to Brady. Brady carrying the DRSN logo on the car tonight. Hasn't really brought him a lot of luck today. He's been involved in some incidents that weren't really his fault. But I know Brady's one of those drivers that signed up for that VPR 500. Any laps he can get here at Daytona is going to help him out get ready for that race. Right now it's still Thornton. 5 laps left to go as they came across the line. We head down the back straightaway here. Getting to the last few moments of this race. Thornton, Steinbach, Tamer, Boomershine. and it is still, that gap back to Raymond is just growing. So right now, if we stay green, we've got a couple lap cars involved in this group right here, but if we stay green, it's going to come down one of these four drivers: Thornton, Steinbach, Tamer, Boomershine. You see Zeller right there, Cipollini, and the 55 of Menace also going to come into play right here. So if they have a teammate in this group, maybe they can help somebody out. But otherwise, it is going to be the 41, the 22, the 81, or the 92 bringing home the win if we don't have something else happen at this point. Because it is a ways back to that second group. And that second group is now down to 3 cars of Raymond, Romero, and Champlain as Slagan dropped off of here. He's trying to get a little help from the 00. But they just can't. Don't have enough. It looks like the 00 might have a little right front damage. That's not going to help. We come down the back straight. We're going to come off a turn. Head into turn 3 right now. It is Thornton, our leader. But here comes Steinbach on the outside. He's got Boomershine going to give him a shove. Oh, the 81 gets a little off-center push on the 41. He's got to get off and let him straighten it out. He does. Tamer backs off. Lets Thornton get straightened out. That just about turned the 41 in front of the field. He just got a little bit off-center push there. Thornton able to save the car. Tamer going to go to the outside. He's got help from the 77 Cipollini. But right now it is Steinbach and Boomershine getting a little bit of a separation here. Two and a half laps left to go right now for Steinbach, Boomershine, Thornton, and Tamer, your top 4. It looks like the 01 of Larson's going to go another lap down up in front of this group. Boomershine going to look to the outside. He wants to lead. He's going to try to make this move by himself. Nobody going with him. As I say that, here comes Tamer. Tamer's going to jump up there with him. Zeller also in this picture. Menace and Cipollini, still those 3 lap cars back there. Who are they going to help? But right now it is Paul Boomershine from 34th starting spot all the way up to the lead. He has got the 81 of Jason Tamer giving him a shove, and they do a nice job right there, blended down in front of the 22 of Steinbach as they come up on the lap car of Larson. All right, we've got a lap and a half left to go as they come off of turn number 2. Next time by will be the white flag, and we will have no green-white caution. If we hit the white flag, the next flag will end the race. I think it just races to the checkered at this point. But it's Boomershine, Tamer, Steinbach, Thornton. One of these 4 is going to win this race at this point. Unless something happens in the next about 500 feet. Actually, it's probably more like 1,000 feet. So Boomershine going to lead us to the line as we take the white flag here at Daytona for the opening race here of the Western Racing League. Paul Boomershine, Jason Tamer, Quentin Steinbach, Jacob Thornton. Unless they pile themselves up, the winner's going to come from one of these 4 drivers. Thornton looks to the outside of Steinbach. That is, I think, only at this point is just going to hold him up, and that is going to let Boomershine and Tamer pull away. A little bit of a block there from Boomershine. Watch Tamer going to look to the outside here. Boomershine down on the bottom of the racetrack. He's giving him that outside, but he's not giving him the bottom. Tamer looks to the bottom, but there is just not enough room down to the yellow line. Thornton now fading back. Boomershine and Tamer getting a little bit of separation. It's going to come down to those 2 drivers now at this point. We come off of turn number 4. It's going to be Tamer looking at on the bottom. He's going to have a run on Boomershine. He's going to have help from the 41. But no, the 41's going to go to the outside. We're going to be 3 wide as we come through the tri-oval. Tamer on the bomber. Boomershine. Thornton is going to come alongside. So we're 3 wide across the line for the opening race here of the Western Racing League. And it's Jason Tamer with the win. Thornton's going to come across in second. Paul Boomershine in third. A nice move there from Jason Tamer coming off of turn number 4. And that is going to give him the win here in the opening race. We're going to go back and take another look at that finish. As we see him coming off of turn number 4 right here. Boomershine with lead. Tamer goes down to the bottom. Boomershine just can't get down there and block fast enough. That gives Tamer the run coming off of 4. And I thought Thornton was going to help push the 81 to the front, but instead he jumps up to the outside of the racetrack, and we are 3 wide across the line. As they head into the tri-oval right here. And you can see him crossing the stripe from the back there. That wasn't a great view of that, was it? We'll take a look at that one more time. At full speed here. Tamer goes down to the bottom of the racetrack. Boomer stuck there in the middle. Just can't get down. And I got to give Paul some credit right there. You wanted to block, but he just didn't do it because he knew he was going to cause a crash. And it's going to be Tamer with the win. And look at Steinbach. Our top 4 were just, you could have thrown a blanket over him. fantastic finish here at Daytona for our first race of the Western Racing League. We're going to take a look here to see if anybody is in the chat here for us. We're going to see if we can find our winner, Jason Tamer. There he is. Jason, Chris up in the booth, buddy. Are you there? Did I wake you up?
You got me?
Hey, there you are, buddy. Can you hear me? All right, sound like a little audio problems there with Jason. Hey, Jason, you got Chris up in the booth. Are you there? Jason.
Can't hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, buddy. You hear me?
Can you hear me?
I got you,
No,
Jason. All right. So we're gonna see if maybe we can find our second place driver, Thornton here. Jacob Thornton. Hey, Chris Murphy up in the booth, buddy. Are you there? I know this here. Hello. Jacob, are you there, buddy?
Hello. I am here.
Great run to come home in second right there. Tell us what you saw coming off of turn number 4.
Yeah, I took a little too much time getting around the guy who finished P4, and then I just tried to make it work on the outside, and I almost got there, but I just didn't quite have enough there at the end.
Well, fantastic race. It came down to pit strategy right there. Who were you working with there to keep yourself up towards the front all day?
Yeah, I was working with a 38 teammate over at Brewer Motorsports, Nathan. Unfortunately, he just got a little too sideways getting in the pits, and he got a speeding penalty there at the end. So I was kind of just on my own there for the end, and yeah, couldn't. It would have been a lot better if I had a teammate up there. I think that race would have been a little bit easier there at the end. I think controlling that front pack would have been a little bit easier, but can't complain about a second place finish. Definitely to start out the season. These Daytona races tend to not go so well for me to start, so I'll definitely take it.
Yeah, just a great run. We've really been looking forward to this season for the last few weeks, and it just did not disappoint. Had a few caution flags early on there, but you guys got it all straightened out right there with a long green flag run at the end. Did you really expect to have that right there? Or were you planning for another caution?
Yeah, after those few random wrecks, and just seeing what some of the other guys were doing out there, I didn't really expect that, but no, it definitely made the race a little bit more fun at the end, at least for me. A little less chaotic. There was more or less stuff to worry about, so
Well,
definitely worked out in my favor. But no, I wasn't expecting it.
well, great job out there tonight, man. It was fun to watch. It always makes it easier for me when it's a good race to watch. You guys look like you're having fun out there. But hey, man, before we let you go, you got anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, shout out Brewer for bringing me over here for the paint, for running the team and the league. Yeah, shout out to him.
All right, buddy. Well, hopefully we'll see you next week at Echo Park.
All right, sounds good. See you then.
All right, we're going to try our winner here again. Hey, Jason, you got Chris up in the booth, man. You there? I know it was actually my fault. You couldn't hear me before. I had my mic off, but... All right, we'll give him one more shot. In the meantime, I think we've got our third place driver here, Paul Boomershine. If I can move him up into our booth here. Hey, Paul, Chris in the booth, are you with me?
Yeah.
Great job. If I remember correctly, did you not even qualify? Did you just say, I'm going to start in the back of this thing?
Yeah, I didn't qualify.
Well, great run, man. You're up started way back in 34th. You had a chance to win this race. What do you think you could? Is there anything you could have done a little bit different there on that last lap?
Yeah, I got a little loose coming out of 4, I guess, and I went for the block that going high or mid. But if I got back down, to the yellow line, I think I had a shot. But other than that, no. That was probably it.
Well, I mean, you're sitting back there I mean, I've started a lot of races in my life from the back, but not mostly dirt track races. So I've never been back there in 30, back there in 34th before. But you're sitting back there, and did you have? Was that just a strategy to start in the back of this thing, or?
Daytona and Talladega, I always start in the back. I never qualify for those.
Well, it really seemed to work out for you there. You had a chance to win the race, and maybe just a little bit different move there off of 4, and you're sitting in victory lane. But say, man, just a great run. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a blast. So yeah, it was awesome.
Well, we come back to Echo Park next week. How do you feel about your chances there?
It's another track I like. Hopefully I can get a win this time.
All right, hey man. Before we let you go, you got anybody you want to give a thanks to?
Hey, just my teammates, Victor and Dean. So yeah.
All right. Well, great job, Paul, and I know we'll see you again in the next week or two.
Okay, yeah, sounds great, man.
Thanks buddy.
Yep.
All right. So I kind of moved him out there a little too fast. Sorry, Jason. Are you with me now? Third time.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Third time's the charm. You hear me now?
Yes, now I can hear you. Cool.
All right, that was my fault earlier. I got 2 mics here, and I got to remember which one's on, which one's off. So that was all my fault. Hey, man.
No worries.
A fantastic job out there tonight. You started back in 17th. You found your way up to the front somewhat early. You kind of bounced around a little bit throughout the pack, but and actually, if I remember correctly, you were involved in at least one of the cautions. Were you not?
I dodged a wreck. I know that. I didn't actually think I touched anybody. Yeah, no. I didn't actually see myself getting back up the front. That was one of the weirdest races at Daytona I've done in a long time, the way it played out at the end there.
Yeah, 4 cautions early on, and then you just that long green flag run. Not really something you expect all the time right there, but you just did a great job getting yourself to the front.
I never took tires. I can't believe that actually. I mean, not that you really need to, but yeah, I the timing of the pit stops, yeah, I couldn't believe that worked out how there was just 4 of us at the end there.
Well, tell us a little bit about that move coming off of turn number 4 on Paul.
Well, my motor was about to blow up, so I kind of snuck to the outside to kind of cool it off real quick if I could, and it was just enough to where I had like one chance with the steam that I had, the run that I had. So I kind of just tried to go to the inside. I was originally going to maybe like try to fake him out, but the hole was there. Like I just went for it. And yeah, like I just got the run. Like I did not see that happening, honestly. No, I didn't think I was able to pull ahead with like the way the air was, but I guess I had a good enough run.
Well, it looked like Paul kind of faded up a little bit off the corner right there, and Jacob ducked down behind you for just a second. That may have just been enough of the push to get you to by Paul. But man, just a great run right there. It was a great fun for us to watch from up here in the booth. Even though it was just down to 4 cars at the end, you guys put on just one hell of a show.
Yeah, it was a good race. I had a good time.
Well, hey man, we come back next week to Echo Park. This is going to be a fun season with the Viking construction trucks. We get off the super speedway. How you feeling next week?
Next week, well, it's the Echo. It's the updated Atlanta, right? So yeah. That's gonna be.
I guess
probably just crazy.
Just as much of a super speedway, then, isn't it?
Yeah. So we'll see, but I do like Atlanta, and yeah, no, definitely a good field. So I'm looking forward to the season too.
All right, man. Well, hey, fantastic run. Congratulations on the win tonight. But hey, man, before you go, is there anybody you want to give a thanks to?
Everyone put on the league, you for broadcasting. No, it's a great time. Appreciate it, man.
You bet, man. Congratulations, and we'll see you again.
Thank you.
All right. So note to self, turn on both microphones when I'm trying to talk to somebody in the interview booth. But really appreciate everybody being out there tonight. We're going to take a look here one more time at that last lap move by Jason Tamer as he come off of turn number 4. And Paul just kind of leaves that bottom open for him. Jason sees it, dives down to the bottom of the racetrack. It just does a fantastic job right here. Getting enough momentum, comes up, gets a little side draft from the 92, and I think that's exactly what got him enough momentum to get to the line. Thornton taking a little bit late. I think maybe if Jacob making that move a little bit sooner, he might have had a chance to get up around Tamer because he had a lot of momentum. And look at Steinbach down the bottom. So 4 trucks all in a bundle as we come across the line. We have been, as I said many times tonight, we've really been looking forward to this series. These guys with the Western Racing League, just a bunch of fantastic guys. Viking Construction Group, just a really great sponsor here. And, it's just going to be a fun season. So be with us here every Tuesday night at 11 o'clock Eastern. I'm on the East Coast, so it's only 8 o'clock for me, so it works out really well. But thanks for being here once again. Thanks for all the support out there on the stream tonight in the chat. Sam, Lily, I'm probably going to Apex, everybody out there. I've mentioned Lars. I appreciate everybody. I'm looking up there on the chat right now. And really, really thanks to Nathan, Michael, Brandon, and Ryan Thompson for letting us into their homes with their webcams tonight. We'll try to bring more of that as we go along. So next race for I gotta pull up my own schedule here to remind myself when we're back. So on the 12th, which is Thursday night, we have a Daytona 500 race, another race at Daytona. It's just Daytona week everywhere for everybody, including us here at DRSN. Daytona 500 race with a variety pack racing at 9 Eastern, and then we're back with the Western Racing League with their Cup Series at Sonoma. So we go from Daytona to a road course race, and then back here with the Truck Series next Tuesday night at Echo Park at Atlanta. And then we're going to end off the schedule right now with the 21st. That's a Saturday with a Daytona 500 race for the variety pack race in the VPR 500. So thanks again, everybody, for being here. I have got to write myself a better outro because I just don't have a very good one. So if anybody's a writer out there, write a nice outro for me when we close out these experiences. But I really close out these races. So big thanks to Tim Brewers, big thanks to Scott Larson and Nico Cipollini, and to David Suter, everybody at the Western Racing League. We're going to go ahead and check out of here for the night. We will see you again next time here on DRSN.